What's up guys, welcome back to another vlog. If you're new to my channel, my name is Josh Trihane. Today I wanted to just talk about some of the different things that I've been liking about the Model 3 over the past 2 months. The car has now 10,000 kilometers on it, and I think that I filmed a similar video not long ago when I had just got the car and I filmed it out here. So I just thought that it would be kind of cool to tell you guys about some of the things that I'm really liking and some of the things that I've noticed, especially if some of you guys are wanting to get one of these cars. They're amazing and I'm loving it. So I think I'm gonna film inside the car because I don't have to worry about noises and stuff like planes and cars driving past. So the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about is the Autopilot. I feel like if you have Autopilot in your car, like I don't have the upgraded one, I just have the basic like the basic package or whatever you want to call it. But I've noticed that Autopilot makes it so much more enjoyable and so much more comfortable to actually go driving. When I first got the car, I didn't think that I would be using Autopilot as much as I do. I would say that one thing that's really good about Autopilot is that when you're sitting behind the wheel, the car is not gonna let you rear end the car that's in front of you, and it's gonna just make it really safe for you. So that's one thing that I really like about Autopilot. Another thing that I really like is when you're going down the highway, I usually set the speed to like 10 kilometers over the speed limit or whatever it is that's legal. That really helps me because sometimes, like if you're driving this car down the highway and you're not really thinking about the speed, sometimes you can just like be going 150 and it feels like you're going 80. So I usually set Autopilot on, and sometimes it will actually restrict the speed to a certain limit where you can't actually be speeding or going over like the speed limit. So I usually put that on, and that helps me from getting tickets. I, knock on wood, haven't gotten any tickets yet in this car, which is super nice. So yeah, Autopilot is an amazing thing. I would just say that the one thing that I've noticed that kind of freaked me out one time was that when I was driving down this road once, there was a bunch of like marks from tires on the road, and the Autopilot thought that those were the lines that were kind of like veering off, but they were going into like a ditch. So that was one time that kind of freaked me out, but other than that, I haven't had any other instances. I've had where like the car has stopped me from rear-ending somebody, and it's actually notified me, like if you're about to get in a collision, it will tell you that you're gonna get in an accident. So it'll adjust like where it's supposed to be. So those are a couple things that I really like about the Autopilot. So that's one thing. The next thing is dog mode. I've noticed that over the last 2 months of owning this car, I have used dog mode so much, and it helps Rick out a lot. If you guys don't know, I have a dog, a little corgi, and his name is Rick. And I have a little hammock that I bought for him that goes in the back seat, and basically I attach it to the headrest. And now whenever I'm going like driving anywhere and I get to like a store or I need to pull over somewhere or whatever it is, which if you guys have never seen what that looks like before, you basically, when the car is in park, you push the fan, and then beside here it has the dog mode. So when you push it, it will set the car like on auto. So you guys can hear probably that like the fans are turning on right now. But yeah, when you put that on, it basically helps so that the dog doesn't end up being in a car that's like 40 degrees Celsius or like 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's like dying inside the car. So you put the dog mode on, that's helped out Rick a lot. And I feel like just like in other cars, I would always be worrying so much about leaving him in it. So that's really good. I really like that. I didn't think I was gonna use that as much as I do, but I feel like that's like a lot of things that's happening with this car. There's a lot of little things that I'm noticing that I never thought would be a big deal, but they're turning out to be a big deal. So the next thing that I want to talk to you guys about is road trips, because I have had this car now for 2 months and I already have 10,000 kilometers on it, and I've been on 4 smaller road trips, and like road trips enough to the point where I have to stop at like 4 chargers in order to get where I'm going. So it's not like I've gone on any crazy road trips or anything, but if you have to stop at 4 different ones to fully charge your battery, I would say that's a pretty good road trip. So one thing that I've noticed if you are going on like longer trips is, for me, I didn't think that I was gonna have to map out the superchargers as much as I actually have to now. I thought that it was just gonna be super easy and that I could rely on like a 400 kilometer battery going 400 kilometers. But that is not really the case. So when you're going on a road trip, one thing that I would advise is that you actually map out the the chargers like really well, and download the apps that not only have Tesla superchargers, but they have the plug shared chargers where you can like park it in at a supermarket. Because for me, one time when I was driving home, I had to stop at a supermarket to charge my car. Even though it was super slow, I wouldn't have made it to a supercharger unless I did that. So when you're going on road trips, that's one thing that I've learned. I have to really map out where I'm going. Another thing that I have to say that's positive about the car when it comes to road trips is the amount of space that is in here. I've loaded up 4 people in this car before with enough clothes and enough everything for 4 days to like go on a trip, and I didn't even really think about, like, there was so much room that I could have probably fit more in it. So we had the trunk filled, we had the front filled, we had the well in the back filled. So for road trips, another really good thing, there's 2 more, is that it's really comfortable. I feel like when you're driving down the road and you can put it on autopilot and you don't have to worry about the traffic in front of you or anything like that. You obviously have to be watching the cars in front of you and holding the steering wheel, but it's a lot less like, you know, you're not gonna rear end anybody and all that. So it's really like, it makes it really stress free. But I would say that when you have 5 people in the car, that's a lot. And I feel like even though there's a lot of people in it, it's still very comfortable, especially because back here, I don't know if you guys can see that very well. It's like, there's no transmission, whatever there, like there's no drive shaft that goes up there. So it makes it so that even if there's somebody sitting in the middle, they have a lot of room by their knees. So that's just a little thing, but I feel like over time you start to notice the really little things and you start to actually appreciate them. So yeah, that's another one. Trying to think if there's anything else that I miss, but I feel like one thing I want to tell you guys about is that on the screen, when you put in like on your navigation that you're going somewhere, you'll notice that the GPS, or like the percentage of battery that it says you're gonna have left when you get to your destination, is 100% accurate. When I was on that trip that I was telling you guys about in Shuswap, when we got to that supercharger and it said that I had 1% left on my screen, that's what it said when I was leaving the charger before. But I thought that because I would be like pushing the brakes and all that, that I'd be able to make it there, especially if I drove really slow. But that wasn't the case, and I actually got to the supercharger with 1%. So definitely make sure that you pay attention to the screen because it's telling you the right information. But another thing that I think that I need to tell you guys is that I have never slipped once in this car. It's been raining like crazy in Vancouver, and I feel like it's always raining here, so to have a car that has good traction, and this car isn't all-wheel drive, so I was kind of nervous about how it would do on roads that were a little bit slippery. But even like if you're driving on dirt or gravel or whatever it is, this car for some reason, I don't know if it's because it's so heavy and because it's back-wheel drive or something, but the car does not slip at all. Like, I've tried to actually go around a corner in the dirt and just floor it and see if it would slide out, and it didn't happen. So you actually have to go on your screen and turn off the slip control thing in order to like do things like that. But that makes me feel really good and like makes me feel really secure in the car, especially when it does become winter and it's gonna be snowing and stuff. So that's another positive thing. I feel like there's so many positive things that I can tell you guys about, and I'm just like, I'm super pumped on this car, and anytime I see somebody buying one or hear of somebody buying one, I feel so happy because I know that they're gonna be so happy. So yeah, if you guys are gonna buy this car, I'm super pumped for you. I feel like everybody out there should be buying one. I know that some people make like reviews online saying that they're bad cars or whatever, but out of all of my experience that I've had in the last 10,000 kilometers, I can't really say a bad thing about it, other than like minor things that probably wouldn't happen in other cars, like the Autopilot thing. But if you guys do get one, I have a Tesla referral code in my description. You guys can use it. You don't have to if you don't want to, but if you do, you'll get 1,500 kilometers of free supercharging, which is super nice because over time you start to realize how much you actually use superchargers. So if you do want to get that, you get 1,500 free supercharging kilometers if you use that code, and that's in my description. So go and check it out. Other than that, I just wanted to make a quick video and just tell you guys about some of the things that I'm really liking. I haven't done any upgrades to it yet. I cleaned it the other day, so inside is looking pretty good, except for this part. This part gets really dusty every once in a while. And these carpets that I showed you guys not long ago, they are super dope and they're holding up really nice. So yeah, I can't complain about anything to do with this car. I've just been loving everything. So yeah, that's everything that I think I want to tell you guys about in today's video. If you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments. I'll go through. I'm trying to just make as many videos as I can on this, just because I think that it's interesting and I watch a lot of these videos. So if you guys enjoy it, make sure that you give this a thumbs up. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, you can go and do that as well. I'm uploading a bunch of stuff on there all the time, especially like on my stories and stuff. So probably gonna get that dream case thing eventually and set this up as a bed, and I'll show you guys when I get that. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed today's vlog. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next vlog. Bye guys.